So a quick notice, there has been some dropouts with my microphone and it's really starting to annoy me. I need to buy a new one. Yeah, I hope it's getting better at the end of the tutorial. At the beginning there are a lot of dropouts in the audio recording. Sorry for that. I hope you will understand what I'm trying to tell you. And I think if you have some knowledge of the material effects, you can understand what I'm doing there without needing to listen to my broken voice. Hey guys, so as promised, I wanted to a quick tutorial demonstrating how you can use our new material highlighting. We also polished effects here and directly choose what color you want. You select something or hover over something that is draggable, things like this. And also we improve the effect, so we now have a nice glowing outline effect in post process. We have improved the mesh outlining. This is especially useful for something like the Oculus Quest. And if you want to change the color, you can now directly do it on, in this case, we have a select component and directly do it here. And down here we have the post process and select what color you want. This here. Now I would get this color. I hover over this chair, like here. So nothing really complicated here, but the thing that is really new is our mesh highlighting here. It's to demonstrate you how this looks. So we just have some examples created here for you, and you can really do a lot of different things with highlighting. So in this case we have a nice pulsating effect here. We have this animated texture effect, and you can use whatever texture you like, whatever tiling, whatever distortion. And we have created a simple function for you to use, but of course you can also use your own function. But I think for starters it's a good way to use our function first, and then later on, once you get a hang of the system, you can create your own function. So I would say we just go in there and take, for example, the lamp here. Here I would just want a static mesh. So let's search it like this and place this on top here. A little bit bigger. And we also add a component select, and we change the type to material function. And if you would play now, nothing will actually happen because the material is not prepared for a material function. So as you can see, nothing is happening. The crosshair is changing because it sees that it is hovering over a selectable, but there's nothing being changed on the material itself. So in order for this to work, we need to open up the material we want to change. So in this case, it's this one here. Open it up. And this is already a child material. So it has a parent material. And we need to make the changes in the parent. So let's open this one up. And this is a good example because there is already something in the emissive color. Normally, most of the time, you don't really have something in there, so you can just plug and play our function in there. I'm going to show you how this would look. So you just need to search for the highlight. Here is this material function highlight glow. This is the one we have created. And if you don't have anything in the emissive color, you can just connect it like this, hit apply, and you're good to go. Like this. But of course, if you already have something in there, you would also want to have these effects here. So in the case of the emissive, we are going to add our function to the emissive you already have. And we plug this in our emissive color. So this way we will have our function, but we will also have everything you have in your emissive already. So let's hit apply. And basically this should already work. So we can test this because we have some default settings in there and they should already be triggered. You can see it's nicely working. And one thing you may also recognize is it's not doing anything with the chrome here. And if you look at this object, you can see there are two materials in there. One is for the chrome and the other one is for this top part. And if you want to have the effect on both, you just need to go in there on both and add the effect. So we can go in there. And this is an example where we don't have an emissive color, so we can just add our highlight flow to this, hit apply, and now also the chrome part should be changed to our default blue color once we hover over the lamp. Yeah, this is working perfectly, but I don't really like it. I only want to change the top part, so I'm going to remove it. And now comes the fun part. If you open up your material instance, so we are back on the floor lamp, you now have all these emissive parameters we have created for you. So if we here is the glow. These are all the parameters for the highlighting, and to see them here in the viewport, I'm just going to change the glow to 1. So 1. Here I can change the color. So right now we have this bluish color here. But remember, this color is being set automatically by the black component. So it's this color here. This one here is just for preview purposes. So I'm also going to lower the glow intensity that I can better see what's going on there. And use line, so it's really pulsating. As you can see here, now we have this pulsating effect, a little not very strong. You can see a nice pulsating effect on the edges. And let's also go in there and use glow texture. And if we set this to true, we will get some new parameters here. For example, by default, we have this grid texture. Fine. You can see now I have a grid laying over my mesh. And I can change the proportion. For example, if I set this to 0, now you can see I have this grid here, and I can increase the tiling, maybe something like this. You can also see that it is stronger on the edges and very weak on the front. If you want to change this, you can play around with the glow power and the glow reflect. So in there, right, what effects you can come up with. So if we increase this, you can see it's also here in the middle and not only on the edges. You can make this really strong effect. Like this. You can also animate the texture. This is the distortion texture, so looks something like this. You can see we have this nice little animating effect, and with the distortion amount we can define how much we want to distort the texture we have used here. This, and we can also go in there and use a totally different texture. Would be good to use a black and white texture, but I'm not quite sure what I have here. Maybe something like this. Black and white. I like this effect here. Okay, so I think everything is set in there. So I can turn this glow back off because this was only for preview purposes. Otherwise it would highlight here in the editor all the time, and that's not something we want. So let's try it out. So it's not highlighted right now, and once I hover over it, you can see I have a very little effect here on the edges, pulsating. But I think because it's also the same color, it's blue, and this lamp is also blue, be hard to see. Maybe I'm going to change this to bright orange here, and also I'm going quickly change the power a little bit, so it's also stronger here in the middle part. Something like this. So it should look like this here, a little bit fast, increasing the speed here. And now I can turn this. I turned the low intensity down very much. Maybe I'm just going to reset this in like 250. That's very strong, so I should really be able to see this. Yeah, you can already see. Now it's highlighting the way I want it to be. Okay, perfect. So this was a very quick example on how to add this to your own materials. As a recap, basically everything you need to do at the beginning, just add this material function highlight glow into your emissive, create a child of your material if you don't already have one. So for example, I wouldn't have this blue one here. I would go in there and create a material instance. And in this instance, I now have all these parameters here under glow for our highlight glow. So I hope this will give you a very basic idea on how to use this and get started. And I would really encourage you to go in there, play around with all the different features. And of course, this material function we have created is just a very simple one. You can go in there and really add your own things, what you want to do with the material. So basically you can create everything you want now with this material highlight function, and you can add your own things, and I'm really interested to see what you will come up with. So it would be awesome if you share it on our Discord channel. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next tutorial.